Hi guys, welcome back to Irish Footy Vlogs. Welcome back to the FAI Cup final preview 2023. Both teams, Bohs and Pats, met in the 2021 final, in which Pats, I believe, won on penalties that day. I think I think they did anyway. But we'll get into this one anyway. We'll start off with Daz. Actually, Daz, initial thoughts of the game. How are Bohs going to win it? Do you think?
Obviously we haven't done too well against our fellow Dublin clubs this season. I think we've only bet Pats once and UCD are the Dublin teams we've won this season. Probably the next best result would be a draw against Rovers, which is a bit of a damning display. Finished sixth in the league. That's very bleak. But looking on the positives, we've joint league's top scorer, Afolabi. We've two of the best young players in the league. We've McManus, we've James Clark. We can hurt teams, we can score goals, and we do know what the back of the net is. And on our day, we will beat anyone. And we really need to go in with that kind of an attitude today. We need to win the cup. We need to get Europe. We need to set it right. And we need to win and get our to grab hold of the game straight away, control pass, try and get an early goal. I think whoever gets the first goal is going to win. But we need to go in with that mindset. We cannot be afraid of Pats. We have to attack them straight away. It's 90 minutes. It's 11v11. And that's the way we have to look at it, I think.
Where are the threats, do you think, from a Bohs point of view? What are their biggest threats?
I think obviously Afolabi is a handful. I think he can do a lot with the ball that a lot of players in the league probably can't do. He's strong, he's powerful, he's fast. He'll stick to the ball. He can get them in the air. He can get them on the ground. He's a good first touch. He's good at getting in behind. He's good with his back to goal. He can score a lot of different types of goals, and he's a poacher. He's a finisher. Anywhere inside the box, he's going to get it on target. He can hurt teams that way. I think Dylan Connolly for me has been a big improvement as the season went on. I think he's worked very hard for Bohs in the wing. I think a lot of it's gone under the radar. It's gone unnoticed, and I think his work rate will be key to us trying to get a victory over Pats as well. Obviously, with Bucko being out, which is a huge loss for us in the middle of the park. So I'm really hoping the boys will step up and fill his void because he would have been someone who would have been really up for this game, and he's going to miss out now. So it's a chance for somebody else to come in and shine and take that leadership role, take that work rate role, and get the boys going and get them rallying for this. I think if you look at, as I said before, James Clark too, probably one of the best players in the league, probably one of the best young players in the league. He's a serious midfield player. He's a good ball player, good at finding the pass, good at making the pass. He can see the game. He can read a pass before he does it. He'll put Afolabi in and he'll make chances as well. And then if you look at other players like Flores and McManus, like they're very good passers of the ball too. They're good at finding lads in areas. Flores is obviously he's someone who's versatile. He could play around the pitch. He could play midfield. He could play a left back, which could be key for us too. And then I think where I'm worried for us is a bit defensively. I'm a big fan of Keane Byrne, a massive fan of him, but he hasn't had a lot of game time. And I don't know if it's the right or wrong decision, but I think Devine should have been playing Keane Byrne every game up to this when Casper got the red and we knew he'd be out because the league was over with anyway, really. Keane Byrne's not a bad player. Why not give him the experience and get him in? I would have liked to have seen that. So it's going to be a huge day for him as well. And I think someone else that's going to be a huge day for is James Talbot. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he could be the only player to actually play in this. That was one of the only players that played in the 2021 final. So I think for sure he'll be someone who has to step up on the day. He has to be a presence on the pitch. He has to be a presence in the goal. He's going to be someone I'm expecting to organise, expecting to lead, and expecting to get the players up for this and demand from the back. And hopefully, won't take any too many risky chances and won't be flimsy in the ball because he's made a lot of mistakes this season. But he could certainly be a hero in this cup final as well, along with the other players. I'm very optimistic about this. I am very positive thinking with this. I do think it's going to be our year. You have to think that way. You cannot think bleak about this. Like it's 90 minutes, it's 11v11. The league's over with now. It's just one match we have to focus on. We have to get a result in this, and I really think we will.
Yeah, it is. It's actually mad, Keno, isn't it? I think Daz is right there with the one play. I think Ali Cooch, but he's kind of in around the squad as opposed to be. He might
He
have been
didn't
there,
start,
wasn't he?
yeah.
Yeah, but with Pats, if you think out carefully as well, I can't think of two. Chris Forrester, maybe. I can't really think. And you on the spot, like
Yeah.
who played in 2021, but
the way Daz described Bohs there, I don't know if anybody wasn't watching them this season, you'd think they were top of the league. The way he described half the team there, for like,
They were top of the league in the
like
first
if you
month.
just closed
Yeah, we
your
won
if
the
you
league in
closed
April.
your eyes, if you closed your eyes, I think you were just and didn't know who Daz was talking about. You probably had Erling Haaland pictured in your head for Afalabi, but yeah, it's. I'll leave it to it, Daz.
That's why he's here. Yeah. But Keane, yourself, like, how do you think? I'll ask you the same question, basically. Like, how do you think? How are Pats going to win the game in your eyes? What were the key factors for you?
Yeah, I just think Pats show up when they have to. Really, to be honest, in games this year, we've gone to Daily Mount, for example, the start of the year. Uh, we've beat them. We beat them there. We made hard work of it when Bows had 10 men, but we won that. Obviously, they beat us then in Richmond, and then we beat them in Daily Mount, and they drew again in Richmond. So we beat them away from home twice, and we haven't beat them at home yet. But I think it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good occasion. The atmosphere, the crowd is definitely going to be bigger than the last time, which is great. The last time we were kind of still like 3/4 of the way out of COVID, so
Yeah.
I think that like all that's gone now. So I
Mm.
think there's nothing holding anyone back from going to the game, which is going to create an atmosphere. I don't think it's going to be an open game. I don't think there's going to be a few goals in it. I think it's going to be a big anti-climax. As a Pats fan, I don't really care, to be honest, what the game is like.
And 2021 was a little bit like that as well, wasn't it? For the 90 minutes, nothing happened really.
Yeah, like, towards the end when players
Yeah.
start to score, chances are going to be few and far between. And that's something that I think with Pats is good, and I think that'll suit Pats a little bit more, because if you look, we don't really create an awful lot of chances. Like, we're not a team that creates chance after chance, but when we create the chances, we do put the ball in the net, and we have some players who are in really top form coming into this, and I think, like, probably not in 2021, because the cup was kind of. I know we played Dundalk, but I think there was 5 or 6 weeks before the final, because the final was the 28th of November.
Yeah.
And it was a long time, and I
Yeah.
think Pats had 4 games. We had Europe sewn up, so it
I
was
don't, yeah, they
very
didn't win any of their last league games, didn't they? Now, if you remember,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look, I think Pats are in good form coming into it. I think we're confident. I think, look, you just have to look at the points total since John Daly has come in, and like, when we've done it the hard way in the cup. In fairness, we didn't play any of these Phoenixes or that at home. We
Yeah,
like we
anyone
were
at
at,
home.
No. It's 90 minutes. Anything can happen in them. And now we know we look, I'll be the first to say it, right? I will say this. I think we got a very easy run to the final. I think we did. And I think the players need to understand we did get an easy run to the final. Bigger teams, Dundalk, Rovers got knocked out fairly easy. They were gone, they were out. We got non-league teams. And then obviously we got Galway, tough game. But at the end of the day, they were a Division 1 side at the time. So if we did get favoured clubs, like, if I was to handpick each fixture, I probably would have picked the teams that we got. Like, I'm not going to want to play Pats in the third round. Why would I?
To be
Why would I
fair,
not
in
want to?
fairness, though, I'll defend you a little bit there, lads. They did have Shelburne, which could have been tricky enough, to be honest.
But like, I know, and fair play to Shelburne, absolutely fair play to Shelburne, where they finished, they had a great season. But going back 6, 7, 8 months ago, I would have fancied Shelburne. I would have been like, that Shelburne is a team we can beat. I'd be confident playing them, we'd beat them. But now, no. Like, they're great. I think they're brilliant. I think Duck's class in the league. Brilliant manager. I think anyone that says any different, they don't know football. I think Duck's brilliant. And Shelburne are a great team with average players, in my opinion. They've played really well this season. And they've been very
Shelburne, the
hard.
cup final, lads.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, we did beat them, but that's really the only hard team I think we would have got, or Banana Skin possibly. But every other team we played, I'd be fancying them to beat. So it's not like we knocked out hard teams to get here, but it is a cup at the end of the day. It is 90 minutes. It's round after round. It's not league.
You
It's
need
a
a bit of
sprint.
luck in on those as well. No matter who you play, generally, you need a bit of luck to get to a cup final. Obviously,
yeah, like
Pats got through against Derry, obviously, in particular, and the penalties, which a penalty shootout can go either way. that was a banana skin, obviously Derry, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
just like the
I
2021
had a
final.
feeling whoever won that, we're going to get to the final, and Pats are there now, so you know.
Yeah, like I just think, like going back to Pats, I think the players that are in good form are in key areas of the pitch. You know, I think Jamie Lennon is probably playing the best football he's ever played uh, in his Pats career so far. And I probably would have said in 2021, just before he had a bad injury last year, bad couple of injuries, and he kind of didn't play much. But in 2021, he was out of the team at the start. Alfie Lewis was kind of in, and he got himself in, and he was the main man for that cup final spot, you know, and he was brilliant. And I think this year
He's
now,
become a key player now, hasn't he?
yeah, I think he's playing the best football that he's played in a patch short, and it's great to see. And you know, you have obviously your Sam Curtis, who's just unbelievable. Who I think
Brilliant
is
player,
like, we're going to be looking at this fella in the Premier League, and I've no problem saying that. I don't think it's going to bite me in the hole at all. To be honest, I think we're going to see
I'd
him
be
going
very
right to the
surprised.
very
He's
top.
17. He's number one right back for the Irish under 21 team. That's amazing for 17.
Yeah,
yeah.
and look,
He should have played against Gibraltar for Ireland team. Going to say that there now. He should have. Why not? I think he's a brilliant. For me, he's the best young player in the league. I think. And he's brilliant. I love watching him.
Yeah,
I think we're all privileged to have watched him in the league, but I do hope he loses the cup final, and I hope that we have to stick it to him in the cup final. But other than that,
I'll throw another name at you. Keano is another Keano actually. Keane Levy, I think.
he has been
He's getting
excellent.
fit, isn't he? He's starting
He
to
has
come into form.
he is an absolutely fantastic baller. He can play. He can really play. Look, he's definitely going to play. I don't know whether he'll start or not, but you know, I don't think you can drop him, as mad as it sounds. But at the same time, 60 minutes on the clock, you're bringing him off the bench in the middle. You know, I think it's going to be a toss up between himself and Adam Murphy
Neither
for that
played in
position.
Derry, isn't that right?
Yeah. So
Interestingly, yeah.
I don't know. I think it might be between him and Adam Murphy for that spot. I'd be happy to see either one of them. People have probably listened back over the years, and going back probably 3 years, we were talking. I've spoke about Adam Murphy, about how good this player is going to be for this club, and you know, I know injuries have stopped him the last 2 years, but this year I think he's shown everybody how good he is, and you know, I think Pats are a really settled squad. You know, like I think, I don't know, like you look at Dane Loyness and Cole, like, you know, he pulls off 3-4 saves, like world class saves, game after game. I think off the top of my head, I think he made one mistake against Drogheda
And that
on
was a
the Monday
joint
night.
mistake with Joe, to be fair, wasn't
Yeah,
it? Kind of
but
one of them. But apart from,
I think
I always
that's
think the mark of a keeper is how many mistakes did they make? Like, you know what I mean?
yeah, but look, especially in the League of Ireland,
Yeah.
keepers are going to make
Oh,
mistakes.
yeah.
You know,
Usually.
they're not like, I don't want to do them an injustice, but like they're obviously not the best keepers in the world. They're going to make mistakes, but I just think
Exactly.
Dane has come in, settled the ship, and he's been brilliant in that position for us. So, and then you look, Sam Curtis, I think he'll play. Oh, well, I think he's a shoot. He's in. Like, I
number
think
one.
Joe
Out of
Redmond.
all teams, he's number one.
Yeah, and I think Joe Redmond will play, no doubt, captain, and like that's just to have him back and to have him in the form that he's in. I think he's playing the best football he's probably played, to be honest, as a defender. He's a proper defender.
I think Norman will play alongside him. Do you think
Yeah,
he'll make
he'll
the
have to go
rush?
with Davey beside him. Davey has been in great form. He had a
Yeah.
bit of a shaky start for
He
us.
did, yeah.
A couple of mistakes, you know, and it happened on big moments like the
Mm.
Cork game
Mm.
in his debut and the last kick of the game. Keaton comes in and scores.
Mm.
And then in Europe, you know,
Yeah.
we made a couple of mistakes. So, but he's been brilliant. He's been solid.
No, he's
He took
definitely
his
improved.
chance. He was out of the team with McGrath, and Jay got himself sent off in Tolga. And ever since that, Davey has been in. He's been exceptional for us. So I think he'll definitely play alongside Joe with Anto left back. You know, at least he gets to run out this year
I
because
tell you what, Keane, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's interesting. Keane, I tell you what, you kind of mentioned the midfield already. Like, you think it'd be Forrester. I think you think it'll be Lennon and then either Murphy or Levy. Personally, I think it might be Levy, but yeah, it's hard to. The top three though might be an interesting one, wouldn't it? I think.
top three for me,
Where
I
you
think
seen that?
top three for me is Salah, and I think it's going to be Mark Doyle on the left, who's again, probably say it again, probably in the form of his life. He's playing brilliant football. He's getting himself on the end of
He's always been
important
a
goal.
goal threat. I think that's the thing he
Yeah.
brings to any team.
So Mark on the left, I think it'd be Jay McClelland on the right.
I think so,
And I think it'll obviously be Conor Carty up front.
Yeah.
And, I think that's the way Pats are going to line out. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I think Jay
I'll
McClelland...
throw one little argument with the Carty one. Lonergan's pace, would you consider that maybe in the Aviva Stadium?
Conor's being the main man. His hold-up play is probably the best in the league for his hold-up play. And, he doesn't stop up there if he's a workhorse. Look, I know some people might say he lacks quality, but what he gives you in work rate and what he gives you, leading that front line and being that target man and that hold up play, it's it gives the other lads a license to play really off him, man.
Yeah.
Look, I think Pats have a solid squad going into the final. I don't think there'll be many surprises. I think the only one for me, I think 10 of them are nailed down. It's between Keane Levy and Adam Murphy, and that's the only one for me that I think.
I think so,
is probably the only question mark.
Yeah, I think as well. I'll get to Daz now and asking his Bohs 11 because I think Pats have had a more solid, say, that foundation all season. Do you know what I mean? There's 6 or 7 that you would say easily start every week without any injuries, and you know what I mean. Whereas Bohs have mixed and matched and swapped, and they've about 6 wingers at the club, and it's a bit much in my opinion. Stuff like that. How do you see that?
Yeah, I think in terms of Ciano, like as you said, he's a settled squad. It's a nail on 10 anyway to start, and it's a toss up and a very good toss up for the 11th spot, which is an excellent situation to find yourself in if you're a Pats fan. It's brilliant. It's really, really good. It's what I think Bohs need to strive to be in the future, because every season, the past 10 seasons, we have not had a settled squad, and it rots me. But it's the way the League of Ireland is. But
no, that's what I'm talking about, really. I think that happens to most clubs generally. What I mean is within the squad they've had this season, they've made too many. I was looking at the... Like Buckley's played midfield and right back. Flores played left back and midfield. There's a bit of... You lack consistency there, I think, if you lack consistency in playing position. I don't know.
I was going to say, I looked up the last few squads that played against Pats earlier. We had Flores a left back one stage instead of Paddy Kerr. We had Akintunde in the wing at one stage instead of Connolly. Buckley was right back, but now Bart's right back. We had so many changes throughout this season. I suppose if to get to 11, right, we know how Bohs are going to set up formation wise. Tabit's going to be in goals. I don't know what Dennison is like. He's not going to be there. He's not going to play. Probably not going to be there next season. I have full faith in Talbot. He's going to redeem himself. He's going to have a really good game. He's a brilliant keeper. He's a top keeper. He was in Ireland squads the last 2-3 seasons gone by. This is going to be his game. He's going to be brilliant. He's going to be class. He's going to have a great game.
Just 1 second. This is a team that finished 6th, yeah? Same team.
I'm being optimistic here, Keano. I'm not going to say...
The Bohs fans watching will be back in that corner. Don't worry about that, Daz.
No, I have full faith in this team that we're going to get a result over Pats. Either way, I think we're going to do it.
Right back. Declan Devine, to be fair.
Good. I hope he does. But right back's going to be Bart. I think it's going to be a huge game for him. Koko Ulic. I'm probably saying I'm probably butchering his second name, but obviously the Polish lad, he came in. He was signed not too long ago. Buckley did hold a spot at right back for quite a while after he came in. But then Devine trusted Bart, brought him into the team, and I think he's a good player for Bohs. I haven't seen
going forward, Daz. A few questions about him defensively going forward. He's not too bad.
I think he's actually he's quite good going forward. He's good at putting the ball in. He can use. He's able to put a cross in. He can get a dribble. He's got a bit of pace. So I would just hope he could get exploited defensively, which I hope not, because beside him, then you're looking at a centre back pairing of Novak and Keane Byrne. Keane Byrne's kid, an excellent kid. I really rate him. I think he's a really good young player, and I think it's going to be a huge game for him. A huge game for him as well. You know, he's only like 19, 20, come into the squad.
I think it's up to Novak. Like, I'm not sure he's much of a leader, really, but it's up to Novak to kind of help him along as well. I don't know if he can, if you know what I mean, because I feel like he's focused on his own game nearly before anything else. That
was going to be my next point. What I was going to say then was, does Devine go with an experienced option of Flores, the left back, over Kirk, based on the principles of having Bart a right back, having a kid beside him, and having Novak, who probably is not much of a leader? I would be putting Flores left back for that reason, but then he could get exploited with pace. So There's so much talk about that Bohs team,
Doesn't
and
that
that's something.
defense feel a bit hodgepodgey, Ciano, a little bit, doesn't it? Now, on the day, you wouldn't know what can happen, but just looking at it at face value, a little bit like.
Yeah, look, definitely, and I think going into this final, Pats are favourites. Like
I'll go away with that.
I'm not a betting man or anything, but I'd say if you put a fiver on either team, I think you'd get more money for Bows to win it than you would for Pats. I don't think there'll be much between it now. But yeah, it does look a little bit makeshift. Well, it is makeshift. Look, I think it's Bows obviously wouldn't have been. Look, they got to the final, but I know the league position is nowhere near good enough for a Bows side. But I think it comes off the recruitment in the off season. The off season was really bad. Sure, I think it was 2 weeks to go before the season started, before they got these boys in at the
A
back.
week, a week, and we started
Yeah,
the season with no right back, and I was
You know, I agree
slated.
with that, but the bizarre thing is they started the season on fire. That's the strange thing. They won 7 of their first 8 games, which is strange in that way. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Very odd.
Yeah, but we had the league one in April. I think everyone's forgetting that too.
A bit like Tottenham,
Um,
Daz. Daz, get onto your midfield, actually.
yeah, I suppose look, James Clark nail on starter. He's going to be pulling the strings in midfield for us. No shadow of a doubt for that. He's going to be playing in behind the striker. I would like to see that. I would like to see James McManus start. Young player, hungry, fire, fast, like he can find a pass. I haven't seen really a game he's played where he's been bad. I think he's always contributed something to every game he's playing in. I'm a huge fan of him, and I would really like if he started midfield. But they need to put someone alongside him. Obviously, we're a bit short in centre midfield
Donald?
options. Yeah, I was going to get to him, but like he hasn't been starting that many games. But then, I would kind of like someone who's a bit more defensively minded when we've got not really the strongest of the defense behind us. I'd probably like to start a little bit more defensively solid and be able to add attacking players to the game as we see
Tell
fit.
you what, Keno, that's why Levy might play as well, because Bohs don't really have what you call an anchor defensive midfielder type
No,
player in that area. No
and
Buckley
if
this
if
game.
I'm gonna put Flores left back, he's not in midfield, obviously. So he would be in midfield if I wasn't putting him left back. So I'm probably gonna have to put a defensive midfielder in McDonald there. So I'm gonna put him beside McManus and Clark ahead of him. I would give him the try. I would try it out that way, and I think that's how we should set up. Simply based on, as I said, the defense. Better right back, a kid beside him. No, he's not a leader, and a centre midfielder playing left back who can play left back. But that's why it's my reasoning behind why I would play McDonald there. I don't think McDonald's a bad player. He's just no one like he doesn't get praise. I think he does the dirty work, but like obviously there's better players in the league by him. But I'm a big fan of him. I think he's a good hard
Good
tackler.
left foot.
Good left foot as well. He can get up and down, and he does travel. And he does put a good shift in, a good work rate on him too, which I think is very important against Pats. A strong work rate. That'd be my midfield. I think the wingers for me are nailed on. Dylan Connolly will obviously start, and I think he'll be one of the main boys for us in the day. I think he'll have to play on Bart's side, and I think he'll have to help him out defensively. And he's going to be putting in an absolute dog of a day, I think.
Yeah, he
He's
has
going to
got the
have to,
pace for a pitch like that. You know what I mean? He's a blinding
yeah,
pace.
and even against Cork there, like Friday night, there was a few balls where I was like, that's gone out, but Conley got to it. Like he had so much determination to get to it. It's 3-0 up. I was like, that's brilliant. That's a player who wants to be there. That's someone who really wants to do something for the club. So he's there for me. I think it's nail on a star. Put onto the other side, then I'd probably put Coot. I just think he's very creative. He can cross. He can get in behind. He can cut in as well. I think he'll give us a bit of an attacking threat going forward. I'd put Coot there.
Do you think he will start though, or do you think he'll go Danny Grant?
I think obviously I love Grant. I love Grant as a player, but I just don't think he's done an awful lot this season. He's won
Look,
what
I think
two.
of Danny Grant, to be honest, really quickly. I think Danny Grant always was going to need next pre-season, to be honest with you, before he can really judge him. Whether he went to Pats were in for him as well, whether he went to Bohs or Pats. I always felt that. So you'll wait till next season with Grant. But yeah, I don't know. It'll be an interesting one there.
I'd be going with Coop because Danny Grant's a brilliant player to bring on in the 60th minute. Pace. He'll get forward. He'll give you everything going forward, nothing back, but everything going forward. And he can pull a goal out of nothing really. We've seen it. He can get past people, dribbling and speed are his specialities. He can finish as well. He's tricky to defend inside the box. I think he's someone to bring on, and I will be starting Coot. I just think he's fitter. I think he'll give us more when he starts. And I think Danny Grant will give us more coming on than he would start. So that's my reasoning behind Coos. And then obviously Afolabi up front. He's a nail on. He's nailed on. Obviously, joint top scorer. He's been one of the most better players this season.
He scored against Pats this season. Might have
has
been the
scored.
2-0 in the first game, did he?
He did. I think he scored twice against Pats this season.
Did
I think
he?
I could be wrong, but he
Maybe it
definitely
was
did
in that win.
score.
I can't
He did
remember. It
score
feels
one.
like a long time ago, doesn't it?
I do think though
I think in March he scored against him.
Yeah, I can't
it's
remember.
it's with Joe Redmond and the form that he's in at the minute as well. I think it's key, and Joe's come out on top since he's back against Afolabi. He hasn't really had a sniff in the draw and in the Pats win in Dalymount a few weeks ago. There, I don't think he's had a sniff with Joe there. Look, he's a top quality player. I think last year, 2 years ago now, and all the talk was about Georgie Kelly. Would he be fit? And he wasn't fit. And it was great that they played him. Now he wasn't fit and he was half fit. They were playing 60 minutes. So it's good for Bohs at least to have, to have a player that's fit for them up front and they can build it around and it's not question marks. And I think it's that kind of suits Pats as well in a way, because Joe and David know what they're up against.
I mean, this could come back and bite you in the arse, to be honest. But you can only say what you've seen. And Joe has actually very clever how he deals with him. He lets him win the ball. You know what I mean? He won't engage physically and kind of go. If you engage physically with Afolabi, you know his strength. He can spin around you and that. But he kind of lets him win the ball and lay it off, doesn't he? And there's no chance that he'll get in behind. Of course, the pitch of the Aviva, different things like that. But at the same time, so far, he's cleverly dealt with him, I think, in the games he's come up against.
Yeah, definitely. And I just think Pats are a little bit, I think looking on the Bohs side probably first, I think Bohs will know what they're up against and they know the players and they know the team that's going to be playing. And I think that definitely helps. I think Pats are a little bit in the unknown. I personally think Paddy Kirk is going to play left full. I can't see him. Paddy Kirk not playing in the final.
I think the likes of Flores could be more exposed in that position in such a big pitch. It's not his position at the end of the day.
Exactly. So I that's what I think personally. I think that's why Bohs will set up with Flores in the middle. And look, it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a game. To be honest, it's a game that I'm looking forward to. And I try and enjoy it a little bit, at least, because that they don't come around too often. Like, I've been blessed, to see Pats. This could be the third cup in 9 years that I've seen Pats win.
Thanks for that.
They didn't win any in donkey's years.
That's what I mean. So I'd now speaking to Pats fans from, going back, and they've never seen Pats win a cup up until 2014, and then now we're going for 3 and 9 years, which is unbelievable, to be honest. And it's great, and I think it's good compared to since John came in, the points total that he's after getting. I think everything is up for Pats with Europe sorted now. It's this is a bonus, and I think it's similar to the last time with Bohs. It's all or nothing.
That's what I was going to say. Is there more pressure on Bohs, do you think, a little bit coming into it?
Well, now I don't know whether it's all this Braveheart stuff, banging the chest and all that, but I just think it's more like Declan Devine is putting a lot of pressure on himself. And you know what I mean? Like, we seen what he put out at the start of the year. Look, I like Decky. I think he's a top man.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, I don't think you need to get involved in, we're going to bring the cup back for them. You know what I mean? I
agree with that, completely.
It was the tone of it as well. It was just very, it sounded like a desperate man, to be honest with you.
That's it. So, I just think, can't see John Daly now coming out and saying that like that.
But ironically, John Daly can play that footage to the Pats players if he wanted to and just say nothing.
Look, I don't think.
No, but you know what I mean? But they would have seen it themselves anyway, Keno, I've no doubt.
Yeah,
but you know what I mean?
I don't think anybody in that Pats dressing room needs anything like that.
But you know what I mean? If you're giving even a little bit of extra fuel, you're kind of giving it.
I think Pats are coming into it, like I said, on good form. I think, the crowds that they've been getting, the atmosphere that they know they're going to walk out to, especially from the Pats side, it's full already. I think there's one ticket left at the minute in the Pats end. That's it. What I swear to God, I literally got a text. There's about one ticket left, I think, in the premium section. That's it.
I
And
suppose one thing I just want to say as well, if you just look at Bohs league form in the last since August, it's been quite
Yeah.
bad. We've been quite bad. We've bet the likes of UCD, Cork. We've struggled
7
against
wins
every.
in 23 league games, which is crazy.
But like we went through a phase like 6 or 7 weeks without a win. Like in the league, the cups we got wins in, but the league like it's been shocking. And I think Paddy Clark's a great side. Just bring it back very quickly to that point. I think Paddy Clark's a brilliant player. I love him. Like he's a great player, very honest, hard working. But like I wouldn't be disappointed to see Flores in midfield and Kirk left back. But I just think for leadership reasons in a cup final, we need to have no messing in the backs. We need to have some level headed making good decisions. And I just think Flores is better at that in the backs. And I just think that's why he should be there. But the league form too for us has been so bad, and past the league form has been so good. And then Devine's coming out and saying that, I think he's putting an awful lot of pressure on us to perform on the day. Then it's going today for how it is and looking at past for how they are and saying it's 90 minutes, it's 11v11. We're going to go out, it's one game, we're going to get results. But then Keno can say, look at that, what Aki Vines are saying, boys. Look how good we've been this season. Look how many wins we've had. Look where we finished in.
What are you saying? You're going to say Bohs are going to win 3-0. What are your final thoughts?
No, just really looking forward to the day. To be honest, it's cup finals don't come around too often, so you have to enjoy them as fans, as players, as staff. Like I says, we're going for a third one in 9 years, which is unbelievable for the club, and it's something that we're very proud of. The whole of Inchicore, the whole I'd say nearly half of Dublin now is Pats at this stage with the crowds growing. But Inchicore is decked out in red and white bund, and everyone seems to be getting behind, John and the staff and the boys. So we're really looking forward to it. We think we have a special group. That I'd back any player to go out there and bring the cup home to Inchicore, which is obviously the aim of the whole day, but. Like it's a game, it's a cup final, anything can happen. We just need to do our job. We need to, stay with the game plan, kill the heads. The likes of Chris Forrester this week is going to be massive for the lads in training. We've a couple of experienced boys. Anto Breslin now has played in a good few games, and we've a couple like Dean Loyness, we're going to be relying on every little bit of experience that we have in the squad. And we have the youth with the excitement that have no fear, that are going to go out and cherish it and going to go out and just give it our all. So you have a good mixture, I think, in the Pat squad of both, added with obviously fantastic quality. So I'm obviously going to say that the aim is to bring the cup home and Pats will win, but that's the aim this week, and I'd say that'd be the aim all the time. So. If they play that game plan, do their best, and that's all we can ask for. And if they come home with the cup, obviously they'll be heroes forever. But they'll always be remembered, and it's a chance to go out and make yourself a hero for in Pat's history for all the fans. Like you think back of all the games, your Christy Fagans, even your Robbie Bensons. You always think back of them days, and. This is a chance now for this group, a special group, in my opinion, for belief and, the way they dig things out to go and make a name for yourself, write yourself in a bit of history and, bring a cup home for the club.
Daz.
I'm feeling a bit motivated after that myself,
Yeah.
Oh, but I will say, Bohs have to look at it like this, right? This is a chance to redeem our league form. This is a chance to prove everyone else in the league wrong. This is a chance for the players to step up and be a hero on the day. This is a chance to write yourself in Bohs history, winning a cup. It'll be the best thing we've done in over 10 years. And it is there for us on the day. We have to do it. We've got some really good individuals on that team. We've got the best striker in the league, Afolabi. We've got one of the best midfielders in the league, James Clark. We've one of the best young players in the league, McManus. We've a really good set piece taker, Flores. We've James Talbot, who's so many appearances for Bohs and is ever strong in that goal. He'll want to redeem himself this season after a poor season in goals. We have a lot to look at for this game, a lot to set right. And Nathan Devine has made statements saying that we want to bring home the cup, we're going to bring it home, and they need to bring it home. And there's just so much to it. Keane Byrne, what a day it's going to be for him, coming back from loan from Longford right into a cup final now with Bohs, knowing he's nailed on, he's going to start. It's a big day for Bart as well, a right back. Like, he's been really good going forward when he has went forward. There's so much Bohs can look at and so much to look forward to. And the players have to look at how much the fans have grown in the last 4 or 5 years. We've exploded since COVID. Our memberships are completely sold out. Our season tickets are completely sold out. Just waiting lists to get in, even though the team has fell down from what we were like in 2021. We're nowhere near that level of a team. But like, on the day is how we're going to play against Pats. We have to win it, and they have to do it for the fans. The fans have been 4,000 plus every week for both, no matter how we've played, no matter who we've lost at. We've travelled in numbers throughout the country this year. They've been really backed by our supporters this season and by our members this season. They have to go and they have to do it for the fans and do it for themselves, write themselves into history. And we've got Europe to look forward to. And we know for sure we'll bring so many fans to Europe, no matter who we get or where we go, if we win the cup. And it's there for us. And I firmly believe Afolabi's going to score. He's going to score. It's going to be assisted by James Clark. And it's going to be 1-0. It's going to be very, very tight. But we're going to do it. They have to believe in themselves. They're sixth in the league. That's nowhere near good enough. They're going to do it for the fans. They do it for themselves. There's so much to play for. I think it can happen on the day. It's 11v11, no matter what. It's in the Aviva Stadium. It's there for us. I'll knock you out in a cup final.
Sorry. I thought maybe that was proper, but I've heard stuff that. Sorry.
It is, yeah, I love all this. Yeah, I'm speechless now after that. I just hope it doesn't go to a penalty shootout, to be honest with you. I don't think I can handle that again.
No.
Lads, we leave it there. Thanks for coming on. Guys at home, let us know what you think in the comments. Do you share the optimism of Daz in particular? Ciano as well. Who do you think he's going to win? Subscribe to the channel. And if you're going to the final, even as a neutral, enjoy the day out. It's a great day out. 2 years ago, I think I could have enjoyed it a little bit more, but you kind of make sure you're going to enjoy it now this time, same opposition, etc. And I think a lot of fans are thinking that as well. So cheers, guys.
Thank you.
Yes.